Hey Bleeders, we want to give a quick shout out to Glad Rags, who sell eco-conscious menstrual cups and reusable cloth pads. If you've been thinking about making the switch, check out their products at gladrags.com and use the coupon code VICIOUS for $5 off their products. That's VICIOUS. Hey there, listeners. Hey there, co-hosts. Welcome to Vicious Cycle, the podcast about periods and the people who get them. I am one of your co-hosts, Meg T.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Meg H.
Just under the wire.
This is like the third
chewing.
episode in a row that I'm chewing food.
We can also wait. There's no need to speed
Absolutely.
this up.
We're not live.
Come on,
There
Meg, go.
is such thing as editing.
Should I do that again, or do we
No,
feel good about that?
I
Was
think
nice.
it's in.
I think that's nice.
It's a winner.
So last week, you may remember that we teased that this episode would be about smell. Perhaps you also gathered that from the title. So yeah, guys, we are so nervous to talk about this topic. I put some feelers out there on Facebook and didn't get a barrage of responses. I think people are like, that is a bridge too far.
How dare you?
Yeah.
We don't know each other that well.
But I think if we talk about it today, it will make people more comfortable and realize that they're not, abnormal.
Yes.
I'm so nerve-sighted to talk about this.
So the period smell. Wait, should we start with a thing? Should we start with like a how you doing? I mean, we already
No, let's just get right to
Great,
it.
okay.
Let's just talk about I want to get this over with.
Great. The smell of the period. Let's get into the science behind it.
Oh, great.
So I did some research. I think my favorite article I found was on Refinery 29. And they had a conversation with Dr. Tarana Shirazian. Dr. Shirazian.
Oh, they're Armenian.
Oh. God, I hope they're
My
Armenian.
best friend is Armenian, so I know the...
You recognize.
I know the
You know
code.
the surname.
I know, yeah.
Oh, the Shirazians. Yeah, they're great. So, okay. One, why does the period smell? First off,
I'm just going to keep breathing, sighing heavily into the microphone.
First off, it's got blood in it, and blood has a smell.
Okay.
Yes.
And so a lot of people say that blood smells metallic and it's, kind of rich in iron. And there was like some interesting info about like evolutionarily why we can even smell iron. It's because of blood. And like, that's like a vital sign for us. Like if you can smell blood, you're like, am I okay?
I smell blood.
Yeah.
Are people around me okay?
Right. So that's part of it. But you also expel bacteria, vaginal mucus, fluid, and tissue, which also adds to your smell.
So it's not a normal like paper cut blood.
Right,
we're smelling.
exactly. Yeah. It's what's on your
It's a different floral palette.
yes, if you will. So I got some good little sound bites. So the scent of blood can be more or less intense depending on how long it sits in your uterus.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh God. Because honestly, because I have sometimes longer cycles and I'm like, I wonder if those were periods that I'm like, damn, I am pungent today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So do we know the typical like how long does blood typically stay in your uterus?
See, I don't know. I don't know when the lining starts forming because I know like ovulation happens like
It must be around
15 days
ovulation.
I think
before.
I would say, yeah.
So it might be two weeks it's
Okay.
hanging out in there.
Okay.
Yeah. But so there's also a lot of the reasons why a period might not just smell like blood is the bacteria. And so there's not only bacteria in your uterus that's expelled during your period, but there's also like the bacteria that's just in your vagina, which is all good bacteria. This is all like supposed to be there. And that kind of can get swept away in it. And Dr. Shazarian says that's what makes your smell special and specific to you.
So it is specific to people.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So because
Okay.
it's all about how you're made up down there and how long your cycle is.
We're all special snowflakes.
Yeah.
I kind of
So-
wish we had like had samples for each other to smell.
we haven't been doing this podcast long enough. Give me some time.
Maybe and there's like a blind smell test. And
Yes,
you have
right.
to-
Oh, that's me. I can tell.
Dear God.
So gross. But so the blood, the bacteria, all the other things is like, they're all the notes that add to the bouquet.
That's
That
what I
is
was
the period.
wanting to say,
Yeah.
bouquet. Oh my God.
So,
Oh wait, are you going to talk about whether or not we can smell each other?
so according to Dr. Shazarian, my new best friend.
Yeah, we need to reach out to this
Is that
person.
really Shirazian? Damn it. Shirazian. Like the
Shirazian.
wine, Ian.
Like the wine, but Armenian. Armenian wine.
Shirazian.
Never forget. So according to multiple articles I read, it's not detectable to other people. Like it's much more like
Amazing.
detectable to you.
I have other I have other evidence too.
Oh!
Would you like to expound on
Kate?
that?
I just have two coworkers. When I asked them about the smell and tell people we were doing this podcast, two coworkers told me that they have had experiences where they can smell other people
Oh,
and they know when someone is when someone is bleeding.
that'd be interesting.
And
What they
I'm
tell
now a scared forever.
scared.
You're like, I'm moving my desk away from
I'm
yours.
moving my desk away and closing my legs for the rest of time.
Well, so I found this article on Hello Clue, which is like attached to the Clue app that we use. And they say, one, that scent plays like such a big role in our cycle and in like interhuman relationships because it's like what helps bond a parent to a child. It's also what helps
Pheromones.
Like the people you're sexually attracted to. It's
Right.
usually like a scent that they're giving off that like works for you.
Right.
They say that like hetero men can subliminally detect when women are ovulating because of the pheromones that are coming
Wow.
off, which is like all part of evolution. It's like,
Sure.
well, that's how you're supposed to like procreate. And they did this study where they had people smell T-shirts worn by women who were I don't know if it was a specific part of the cycle, but it was women who were on the pill and who were not on any hormonal birth control. And they like the study showed that most people preferred the smell of the people not on birth
God
control.
damn it.
I mean, they said it doesn't mean that you don't smell as good. It's just there's that pheromone that's like, oh, there's something about this.
God damn it.
I mean, but also in these studies, they say they found that there have been some studies that show that women have a heightened sense of smell on their periods.
Okay.
yeah.
Or when they're ovulating.
Okay. I have a heightened sense of smell all the time. I feel like my
Smell.
I was like a wolf in a previous life. I have a really, but I never have smelled anyone's period. I can genuinely say that, except for my own.
Yeah.
But like my coworkers telling me that they have called out friends or known when people are bleeding, it makes me panic that I'm always a stinker.
Well, I mean, one, I'm sure you're not. But and like what the Dr. Shirazian said, the good doctor, is that for the most part, it's not detectable by other people unless you're like not keeping up with your business.
With your
it's
hygiene.
Like, change
your pad.
stuff often enough. But they also still say like, don't douche. So,
Yeah.
let it also do what
Yeah.
it do. But so there are a lot of smells that are normal. So metallic-y, sweet, sour, like these are all things that like are kind of natural or are along the healthy lines. They say that if there is a fishy smell, that is probably a sign of like an infection or a bad bacteria.
That's so crazy because I feel like fish is what everyone always sort of says.
Yeah.
it
Right,
smells
of course,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I think there is some not correct connections being made to vagina smell and fish smell. Like I think the vagina in general has a scent, but it's not a fish smell.
Interesting.
Agreed.
You know, when you walk into the ocean or a fish market, that is not what a vagina smells like.
Agreed.
Yeah, but there is something about, I feel like it smells fishy.
It's like dank,
Maybe,
you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a very strong memory of in middle school. I was on my period, sitting at lunch, and this is the only time this has ever happened to me in all of my years of bleeding. But someone at lunch, and I remember who it was, but I will not say her name, said
Lisa S. No, that's
said,
too clear.
It smells like
Simpson.
tuna. It smells like tuna. Who's on their period? And it was me. And of course I didn't say anything, but like I remember that like she equated it with tuna, and so then I'm like, okay, like it smells to other people. It smells like tuna.
But also, there could have been 4 other girls at the table on their period.
We could have all been bleeding,
Also-
or maybe someone was eating tuna.
Exactly.
Maybe
Someone just
she
eating out of a
was bleeding.
can.
Whoever smelt
me.
it dealt it.
Right. Anyway, so
Lisa S. I think that describing vaginas as fish smells is usually, to me, seen as like a pejorative, like disgusting fish smell, like don't eat that fish sandwich
Fish
in front
taco,
of me.
right,
Like,
yeah.
Agreed.
Interesting. Okay.
Also, I love fish.
Get that shit out of here. I'm a pescatarian.
But truly, like, I think, one, get familiar with what a fishy scent actually smells like.
Yeah.
And then if you actually do smell that, then maybe check in with your doctor.
Well,
Because it could be like vaginosis.
So figure out what your typical smell is so that you know when it's atypical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Get comfortable with yourself down there. Which is
Interesting.
We are getting real comfortable today.
real.
Yeah, we are.
So I'm just going to dive head first.
Wait. Should we say what our smells are like first?
That's what I
Oh,
was
Meg.
just-
Okay, go
I was
for
just
it.
I was just about to dive
Okay.
head first into
I don't
my
want
vagina
someone
smell.
else to take mine. Because
Oh.
I didn't come up with it, but someone else said it, and I was like, yep.
See, I don't know if I came up with one for mine, but let me think. You go.
Okay. So I'm going to start by saying that I have 3 phases of scent when it comes to my vagina.
Great.
There is the baseline, which at best I'd say is moist oak.
Love it.
I love that.
And like it's not a bad smell. I think it's okay.
Meg.
I've really sat with my vagina, guys. Like I really like
literally.
literally. And at worst, my baseline is like a locker room because
Okay.
you know
Well,
I'm
that makes
active.
sense.
You know,
Moist oak is so good.
It's so incredible. It really makes me want to excuse myself because I feel like I haven't done enough research for this episode.
I know. I need to think about
I'm like, damn, a baseline.
Hold on, I'm just going to go smell my crotch real quick. One second.
So sorry.
we can just play our vicious over and over while you guys are.
Kate looks like the
See,
thinking man right now.
The hardest part is actually finding the word that fits it because I feel like I know my scent well, and I was
exactly.
like, okay, I think I got it.
Meg's a writer. She's really good at descriptive
Thank you.
phrases.
You know,
Kate.
modern day Hemingway.
Stop it. Oh
It's a
my
scratch and sniff.
God.
I just rubbed my hand on my crotch and smelled it.
I'm
Moist
going to move on
oak.
to the second phase.
So Meg's vag is like a Chardonnay.
Oh, you know what? I'll take it.
Okay.
The second phase, and maybe everyone can relate to this, or maybe no one will, and I'll feel so out on a limb.
You already said locker room.
I mean, but like, right? Like,
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay.
No judgment.
No.
Thank you.
This episode's a whole, can I just say something?
Yes.
Our new segment, sweeping the nation. So second phase is sex vag. Like, I feel like after I have sex, I feel like I smell like sex for 2 days.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone can tell I had
Okay,
sex.
and that smell to me, even if I don't use a condom, smells like a condom.
Condom
Oh.
or
It's
Like a rubbery,
semen or
rubbery smell.
sweat.
Maybe I
Yeah.
just equate sex with condoms because when I first started having sex, I was using
Yeah.
condoms.
Yeah.
But like, it's like a rubbery, latexy smell.
Yes. There's something. Yeah, and it's like foreign to your body. Like
Yeah.
there's something that's not like a part of your body. So you're like,
I think it smells like sin. Is that
Catholic school. Catholic school.
but like the good kind.
the best kind. So okay, so then my period scent. One, I feel like I have 2 phases of period scent.
Oh God, I love you so much.
Wow.
Really thought about it. So my first 2 days, like, or at least my heaviest days, I would say it's a coin purse left in the shower.
Oh my god! Holy shit! There's so much
So that's and then I would say the lighter days are just kind of a general sour musk.
Okay.
Sour musk. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've thought about mine. Should I say?
Go for it.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
So the smell I'm not bleeding right now, and I don't even think I'm ovulating, but the smell that just sort of is like the secretion, typical day to day, your typical discharge. I feel like it's dewy grass.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it smells like I just scratched and sniffed
sniffing,
again. I really hope that someone walks by my window and it's just like,
Oh
why
my
is she?
God.
Yeah, I feel like it's earthy. It's an earthy, musky, dewy goodness.
Yes.
Right.
And sometimes, can I just say something?
Yeah. Can I talk about something?
Or what is it? What is it? Can I talk?
think it's can I talk about something?
Can
but
I-
now I can't
Was
remember.
it? I thought it was. Can I say something? Can I just say something?
I think it's can I just say
We'll
something?
listen back to last week's episode.
Okay. I feel like sometimes I like the smell so much that I'll sit with my legs open just to smell it.
I think that's normal.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But then I sometimes wonder, can other people smell it? Like
Yes.
if they come over and look over my shoulder, I close my legs because I'm like, I don't want them to smell it, but I don't know if they would.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Anyway. Okay. So that's like my like day-to-day discharge is dewy
Got it.
grass. Then some days, and I feel like I haven't had this in a while. This may have been a birth control thing. Like dusty, humid rag. Like a rag that's been kind of like collecting dust in a corner of an antique shop.
Yes. And it's humid. Yes.
And it's humid.
It's still like
I don't like it. I
Yes.
don't like it. And that's the smell that usually I make when I smell that on my jeans. I go, it's time for laundry.
yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's like an antique shop dusty rag.
Yes.
On my period, I would say I don't have a good word for it, and I was thinking about it a lot. But the other day I fed my cat some wet cat food and then went to go about my regular getting ready for the day and smelled the residue of the cat food on my hand and thought it was my period. And then I was like, oh no, that's cat food. And I was like, oh, they're kind of the same smell.
Holy
So like
shit.
wet cat food.
Wow.
In a way, it's not nearly as pungent as wet cat food, my period. But I will say when I got a whiff of it, I thought it was my period. And then I go, oh no, I just haven't washed my hands from feeding my cats.
Wow.
I mean, so one, I can see it though because it's like there's typically a lot of protein in cat food.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that you're justifying this.
You know, you're
Scientist
totally
mind.
healthy and normal. Dr. Shirazian would agree with me. But right, like, I mean, unless it's
And it's tuna-y and it's fishy and
Damn
it's
it.
like, you know, I'm
Can't
back
get
to
away
that.
from that fish.
I'm back
I
to that.
mean-
I don't think that's what it is. And I'll think of maybe I'll have to return to you with a better scent for my actual period smell.
cat
But I'm
food's
just
pretty
saying lately
amazing.
when I got a whiff of cat food, I went, oh.
also because
shit.
do you remember since going off of birth control, has there been a difference?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
so. I
Yeah.
feel like there has. I feel like my discharge and my scent on birth control was way more pungent than it is now.
Yeah.
I don't know if, that's just how I feel.
I mean, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
Yeah.
I know they're false bleeds. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna excuse myself.
Meg's going to go smell.
Play the music.
Meg's running to my bathroom to smell herself. I just did it in front of you guys.
That's
I don't
true.
even care.
Yeah, bless your heart.
And she's walking back, ladies and gentlemen.
She's got a big grin on her face. Looks like it was good news.
That was so much pressure.
I imagine you just sitting in the bathroom
God.
with your hands in front of your face, eyes closed. Like what does that smell like?
What is it? First of all, I pre-washed my hands, and then I was like, now it just smells like soap. But I think I was inspired by Meg's. I think my scent is sweet, rich mahogany.
Okay.
I think it smells like a desk, but that doesn't sound very sexy. So I upgraded it to sweet, rich mahogany.
like a school desk or a
But
work
like a
desk.
like a nice desk that brings you warm feelings.
I
like
love it.
an antique but not dusty. It's like a
Yeah.
sweet smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
dewy,
great.
dewy grass.
Dewy grass. Moist oak.
Sweet, rich mahogany.
I love it, you guys.
We're all very
Hold
natural.
hands. Wait, should we hold hands?
I did wash my hands
Kate did.
thoroughly.
It's all right.
Thoroughly.
It's all right.
Kate
We're there.
has it. Oh boy.
I was touching her hand.
Are closer than ever.
Anywho, cool. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Wait, and we haven't discussed period smell.
Oh.
Meg.
Oh yeah, your period smell.
I connected.
Excuse
I
me,
found
yeah.
this online. I really connected to it. Fistful of pennies.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Fistful of tampons.
Fistful
of pennies.
Cool. I love it.
Oh, that's so real. That is
pennies.
such a
That's a bad smell.
oh, you know that smells so clearly.
I mean, do you guys feel like you have a different smell when you wear a tampon versus a pad? Because I've heard also too that like the smell, maybe this is totally wrong, that like the smell doesn't smell until it leaves the body.
That makes a lot of sense.
So if it's on a pad, it'll smell more than if it's inside you.
I definitely I remember the days of wearing like the big old pads and just feeling like I just smelled it all day.
Yeah. Yep.
Where with tampons, I
Yeah.
don't smell
agreed.
it for most.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But I do feel like if I spread my legs, the tampon smell still escapes.
Yeah, but I think it's not as pungent.
Yeah.
And for
when you use
me,
a pad.
when I can get that smell on a tampon, then I'm like, oh, maybe it's time to change it. Like that's kind of like my nice little signal now where I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Right.
it might be time.
Right.
But yeah, that's
'Cause,
interesting.
yeah.
If the air affects it, it oxidizes.
Yeah.
it.
I think it does.
I don't know anything. I am not Dr. Shirazian.
I'm no Dr. Shirazian.
So, okay, we have reached out to our brave friends
Oh boy.
to tell us what their scents are, like the description of their scents. So I have one from our friend Anonymous.
Yeah, because I don't fault anyone for not wanting to put their name to their scent.
Yeah, like it feels like we're putting ourselves out there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be kind. So our friend said swamp soil and seaweed pennies.
Seaweed
pennies! Oh my god.
It's so visual. That visual of a seaweed penny.
Seaweed pennies.
Okay, so should I do my 3 that I've gotten? Okay, so one sour iron.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Very accurate.
For sure.
Perfect. Rotting bronze.
Wow.
I love this, like this, the metal and the
Yes.
sour
This
and
makes
the pennies.
me like feel connected as a woman to metals now.
Yes.
I
Ooh,
feel like I'm now
yeah.
noticing all the metals and wood around me. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
I feel you.
We should
see
weld
you.
some
Yes.
shit.
And then Twisted Metal, which is also a video game that is epic. It's a PlayStation video game where cars basically run into each other and burn each other up.
Oh my
So the fact that I got
a lot of levels.
Twisted Metal,
Wow.
it's just
Oh,
so.
yeah,
for
that's
me, if
accurate.
anyone out there is familiar with the PlayStation game Twisted Metal, there's a hearse that sends out an explosion. There's a 50s Mustang that lights things on fire.
Is this the one with the clown head on
There's
top?
a clown. There's a an ice cream truck that is a manic clown. It's
Yes!
a great game.
Wow.
You drive
Oh.
around Los Angeles and you blow things up.
We used to play that game all
Yes.
the time.
So Twisted Metal has many levels. So yeah, sour iron, rotting bronze, Twisted Metal.
wow.
And I believe we have a phone call about what someone's scent is.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
After thinking about it, I think my period has different smells. But overall, the main word that came to me was earthy. It smells, like maybe warm dirt that's been under the sun for a while. The dirt has higher levels of iron in it. And it smells very natural to me. I don't think my period actually smells very bad, except if it's like left in my pad for too long, which, I don't mind the smell of my period. I think it's a normal, earthy, natural smell.
Hey, love it. Thank
Good
you.
answer.
Yeah. Great answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, before you guys got here to my house, my husband Carl was walking out the door, and I went, "Hey, Carl, real quick,
Oh boy.
have you ever smelled my period?" And he went, "No comment." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "No. And he clearly didn't want to have this conversation, but I was like, no, it's fine. I want to
It's
know.
for science.
It's for science. Wait. Well, like when I have my tampon in, and he goes, and I go, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, sometimes when we're laying in bed, I can smell it. I go, okay, what does it smell like? He goes, not good. And I was like, okay,
Every woman's nightmare.
no. And I went, okay, Carl. No, and he's clearly trying to like leave the house. He's like, I gotta go,
Hand on the doorknob.
And I'm like, no, tell me, like, is it worse than poop? And he goes, not worse than poop. And I was like, okay, but like, describe it. Like, what does it smell like? I'm like totally putting him on the spot. I'm like, what does it smell like?
Damn
and he goes, I don't know, like sour blood.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And I was like, okay. And I go, no. I'm like, from now on, please just tell me when you smell it. And he goes, as he's leaving the house, he has his door closed behind him. He goes, yeah, that's gonna go over well. So I don't know. I'm a little caught off guard that my husband can smell it, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Like he is very intimate with me, and we sleep side by side every night.
Yeah.
I think sour is a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Kate told me that she was going to ask Carl. So
boy.
I asked Kevin.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
And
we're both divorced tomorrow.
yeah. I'm now dating Kate. But no, actually he refused to admit. I was like, I feel like you can, we've been together 11 years. But he's like, no, I don't think so.
Oh, Kevin's a sweetheart.
I was like, you're a gentleman and a scholar.
Carl, meanwhile, is like closing the door.
Like, please let me out of this.
Please let me leave the house.
Please.
Oh man.
Hey, it's Meg T popping in real quick because after we recorded this episode, we actually got 2 new adjectives from listeners and they were so good. We had to include them. The first one was classic fish sauce, which is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. And the second was moldy copper. So real. Thank you, listeners, for contributing.
I guess so. Everyone's smell is different. Is it a dietary thing? Do we know? I doubt it, right? Because your uterus isn't probably affected by your diet.
At least I don't think so.
Oh.
But that's an interesting thing
I mean,
to look into.
I mean, because we all know it's a vital sign. Like, I do think it could be affected.
That's true.
Well, and actually, because we know periods are affected when like you're not eating enough.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And didn't you say that people who smoke have worse cramps? So I wonder if like smoking could have an effect. Yeah.
Well, hey, listeners, if you want to share what happened to you when your period scent changed or your secretion scent changed, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never too late to tell us what you smell like.
Yeah, we will definitely share all of it.
Yeah.
We're never going to not
my
share
God.
those.
Yeah.
Share those. I love how they're all 2-word phrases
Yes,
too.
right.
Sour
Yeah.
blood,
Yep.
swamp pennies,
Yes, right.
Yep.
cat food.
Kate, that made me. It's just like that. Like, there's a perfect GIF that would describe this, but it's just your face when you've just realized something that you've known for a long time. You're just like, oh God.
When I said cat food,
Yeah,
you were like, oh
I don't
shit.
even have cats. And I was like, oh Christ.
One other thing too, I have to say that every once in a while in my neighborhood, there is a weird smell in the air. And it smells like chemically, and I don't know if it's like someone is like cooking something nearby or it's like the electric lines, but something every once in a while in my neighborhood, I like I said, I have a very strong sense of smell, and I'll like leave my apartment and go, oh, it smells like that thing again, and I always think it smells like a vagina.
Weird.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. And I haven't smelled it for a while, but I always thought, because I was watching a lot of Breaking Bad, I was like, this smells like what I imagine a meth lab smells like, and a vagina. It's like a chemical irony, like subtle scent in the air.
Wasn't there a meth lab up the street from you?
There was a guy collecting meth. I don't think it was a meth lab right across the street from me. But when the news broke that a guy had been arrested for meth, my brain went to, oh my God, that's that vagina smell I've been smelling. But apparently he was just like hoarding meth for sale.
And you still smell it every so often?
I haven't since he's been arrested. So maybe it is a meth in the air smell.
You also
Interesting.
live upwind from the vagina factory.
Damn it!
True. Yeah.
That could have
That's why she
something
gets that
to do with
cheap
it.
rent.
I love it.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my God, that
we
was so
went
good.
there. Guys, we did it.
Okay, is there any
I just excused myself to go smell myself.
I just scratched and sniffed myself in front of you.
Wow.
I was intimate with myself this morning.
Damn.
I feel like I'm not satisfied with the answer I gave you for my period
I
smell,
hear
though,
that.
So I'll return
I
to
think
that.
it's a lifelong,
It will probably
relationship.
continue to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like next episode we're all gonna come back and be like, "Oh my god, I have
Yeah.
a bunch of
Right.
things."
I mean, what was yours again?
Coin purse left in a
moist,
shower.
moist oak.
Oh, moist oak.
Moist oak is the
That's
best.
just-
yeah, it's good.
That's just.
It is it's like earthy, like wood earthy,
but
or
gone
metal.
bad. But gone bad.
But
Yeah.
I feel like the metallic is when we're on our period, and then the earthy
Yes.
is when we're not.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yes.
interesting?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like everyone fell into those two categories.
That's
Boom.
Yeah. Which I love. I love that it's like this natural connected to the earth.
All the
Yeah.
elements.
Yeah.
Read my labias.
Read my labias.
Read my labias.
Read my labias.
labias.
Okay, my Read My Labias goes out to everyone that's ever been on a group trip before. And this is just a reminder to think about your single friends and make sure that they don't have to sleep on shitty ass floors, air mattresses, couch beds because they're coming as a single person.
That is
Because
so
a lot
fair.
of times what happens is there's a hierarchy of like couples and single people. The couples always get the big ass suite
Yep.
with the adjoining hot tub because they're two people and it makes more sense. And then the single people, like I went on a trip last summer. I had to sleep in a child's bed. A pink girly ass bedroom in a pink twin bed. And the other two couples I was with slept in real ass beds. And I feel like it was like super humiliating, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
I was like a grown ass woman in this bed, paying the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
And everybody else got to sleep in like a fine, normal bed.
Yeah.
And I feel like it creates a hierarchy of haves and have-nots. And I don't think we should be like penalized for not having like a significant other.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Great, read my labias.
And like the best trip that I went on was in Puerto Vallarta, and we all got our own bedrooms, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know like sometimes it just makes the most sense if you are like a single person to sleep in the twin bed, but if it happens every single time you're on a trip, it fucking sucks.
Yeah. Read my labias.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, it's just a reminder to be thoughtful.
Okay. I have a quick read my labias
Yeah.
for airport etiquette.
boy.
Listen, read my labias. Everyone wants their suitcase to come out on the
Yep.
conveyor belt. No one wants their bag to be stolen. Okay?
Right.
Sure.
Everyone's looking out for themselves. When people crowd so close to the luggage belt that you like, I gave myself, so I just recently came back from a trip. I gave myself some distance. I'm like, I'll be able to see my bag.
Right.
But then more and more people stood in front of me. And I'm like, what are you? I also need this. And then when my bag came out, I was just like, excuse me. And like grabbed my heavy ass bag and like knocked everyone in, like into
Yeah.
everyone. Cause I was
That's
like,
their own
you're
fault.
standing.
Yeah.
And also it's like an entire family will stand like 5 people long. It's like you just need one representative from every
Yes.
family.
Agreed.
Very true.
The rest of you stand, and especially because they were all like 13-year-old girls. Like, what, you're going to pick up your dad's heavy ass luggage? Back the fuck up, little girl. Read my
Read
labias.
my labias. Okay, I have a little minor read my labia.
Yeah, we're like
Read my labia minora.
That really gets in there.
Love it.
I recently went on a tour of a Victorian house that is both mysterious and large. It's the Winchester Mystery House.
I went there.
I took my siblings there. It was fun. And this shouldn't bother me as much as it does. But I think throughout like all my siblings, we have this like sense of like there's right and wrong. And when someone is doing something that they know is wrong, they should be punished. And like it like I let it go now because I'm like, that's dumb. It's mostly none of my business. But they kept saying, like the tour guide kept saying, please no pictures, please no photography, no videography. And like there were these 3 people who one just kind of like lingered in rooms and kind of like blocked a lot of views for people and were just like blatantly taking photos. But the thing is they weren't American. So, and they were speaking another language, but like he would say no photos and then they'd like put their phone away. So I'm like, you know, he's saying no photos.
Yeah.
You know. And I was like, I really shouldn't care about this. But also one of the guys
Follow
was
the
wearing
rules.
a shirt that said baller. And I was like, I hate you.
No. Read my labias.
Read my labias.
Take the shirt off and
follow the rules.
Yeah.
Follow the rules.
But I break rules too. So I mean, who am I to
I
change?
know.
Read my labia minora.
Read my labia.
Read my labias.
Read my labias.
Read my labias.
After our 3 tampon episodes, we thought it would be appropriate to record a parody song about tampons. And when we were thinking about what a tampon song would be, we thought, what did we need as kids? And, you know, as 3 boy band loving tweens, we thought, wouldn't it have been great if the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or 98 Degrees for that point, no judgment, had written an instructional song about how to use a tampon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wouldn't we have used tampons earlier than we did?
Maybe.
Maybe. And here is that song.
As long as you're bloody.
You say maxi pads have always been a friend of yours since back when you started to bleed.
Friends say that you're crazy, don't use pads no more.
Come on, girl, you are 15.
Or 21.
Why you don't use tampons is a mystery. You say you just can't make them fit. Girl, it's not a science, it's not trickery. We'll help you put it in. Ready now, unwrap it. Raise your leg, but girl, do not clench. Then put it in that hole, not that hole, the other hole. Oh God, yes, that hole. And now you wear tampons.
Thank God there you did it. Go and have some fun.
Now that it's deep within you, now you can go square dance or go on that run. Wait, now it's falling out. One more time, push it up all the way. Yeah, even more. And take out the applicator. Oh my God, you left it in the applicator. Girl, it's just tampons. Come on, girl, now while you squatting odd, it's just cotton wads. Will you look into my eyes? What's so hard about that diagram? So easy. And now you wear tampons. Now you wear tampons. You did it. Now go swim. No more bulky pads. And now you wear tampons. Don't forget. Take it out and change it every 6 to 8 hours. Toxic shock will kill you. They still use rayon. Congrats, you wear tampons. The tampon tax, it's real steep because men make laws. Wow, it sucks to be bloody. It sucks to be bloody, baby. So unfair. It sucks to be bloody.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for listening to our episode on smell. From moist oak to twisted metal to handful of pennies. We hope that you are now somehow giving name to your scent as well.
And owning it.
Own it. And let us know what yours smells like. 910-6-UTERUS. Please call us. And as always, find us on social media, rate us on iTunes, and tell all tell your friends about your friends at Vicious Cycle.
Yeah.
Keep calm.
And tampon.
It may be primal, it may be vital, but it makes you homicidal. It's a vicious, it's a vicious, it's a vicious cycle.
Our theme song was performed by The Go Ahead. Check out more at thegoaheadmusic.com.